11 reasons why more and more travelers are being denied boarding before their flight in 2025. Imagine this scene. Under the name, Fluffy McKittens. It seemed funny, until it nearly ruined their entire trip. Moral of the story, double-check your details when booking. Use your full legal name and ensure it matches your ID. And if you spot an error, fix it in advance. Yes, there might be a fee, but it's better than being stranded. Reason 4, you missed the check-in deadline. Many assume arriving at the airport on time is enough. Spoiler, it's not. If you don't check in, or drop off your luggage, before the cutoff time, you won't be allowed through security. This window usually closes 30 to 60 minutes before departure, and at large airports, long lines can sabotage you. The worst part? Some airlines are quietly shrinking these deadlines, especially for counter check-ins versus online. Key tip, check in online whenever possible, and verify your airline's cutoff times. Don't assume they're the same across the board. Reason 5, you refused facial recognition at boarding. More airports are rolling out sci-fi style boarding systems. Instead of scanning your pass, a camera scans your face and matches it to your ID. It's fast, efficient, and not without controversy. Some travelers reject it for privacy reasons. But beware, on certain international flights, especially if you're not a citizen of the departure country, you can't opt out. Even if manual checks are offered, the process might take so long you'll miss your flight. So, the future is here, and it's probably scanning your face. What do you think? Does this feel secure, or do you prefer the old school way? Reason 6. You were rude or aggressive with staff. It sounds exaggerated, but it's not. A snarky comment or bad attitude toward airline staff can cost you your flight. Gate agents have the authority to deny boarding if they deem you disruptive or potentially problematic mid-flight. And this decision is non-negotiable. Often made in seconds, with no room for appeal. So, no matter how frustrated you are, take a deep breath and stay calm. A single moment of attitude can backfire badly. Sometimes, it doesn't even take yelling or insults. A sarcastic tone, a defiant glare, or a heated argument over a seat, that's enough to get you bumped from the boarding list. And it doesn't matter if you were right in your complaint. One passenger was denied for raising their voice over baggage fees. Another was pulled aside just for mocking staff during check-in. Why? Crews are trained to spot potential conflicts before they escalate, and they'd rather avoid mid-air drama. Pro tip that could save your trip. Stay relaxed, be polite, and treat staff with respect. Sometimes, a smile is worth more than the ticket in your hand. Reason 7. You were on an overbooked flight. Now for the most frustrating scenario of all, you could do everything right, and still get left behind. Why? Because the airline sold more tickets than seats available. This happens when airlines gamble that some passengers won't show up, but if everyone does, someone gets bumped. In these cases, they first ask for volunteers, offering cash, vouchers, or free flights. If no one takes the deal, they start selecting passengers. And no, it's not random. Airlines prioritize based on factors like ticket class, check-in time, or frequent flyer status. How to reduce your risk? Join the loyalty program, even if you only fly once a year. Check in as early as possible. Avoid basic economy tickets, they're the first to be bumped. Reason 8. Your odor caused complaints. Yes, this is awkward, but it happens more often than you'd think. If airport staff or crew decide your smell, whether from body odor, strong perfume, cigarettes, oils, or other sources, could disturb passengers, they can deny you boarding. This is to protect others' comfort in the confined space of a plane. Here's the tricky part. There's no universal rule. It's entirely subjective, based on staff judgment or passenger complaints. Pro tip: before heading to the airport, ensure you're clean, fresh, and avoiding heavy scents. Better to smell neutral than miss your flight over something preventable. Reason 9. You didn't have the correct or valid documentation. Having a document doesn't mean it's the right one. This applies to both international and domestic flights. If your passport is expired, damaged, lacks blank pages, or doesn't meet your destination's requirements, you might be grounded. Some countries demand passports valid for 6+ months beyond your arrival date, not departure. Others require space for stamps/visas. Tears, water damage, or illegible text. The airline may deem it invalid. Even domestic flights can snag you if ID laws change, e.g., biometric rules. Bottom line. Before flying, check not just if you have your documents, but whether they meet every requirement for your destination. Key takeaways. Overbooking isn't random, protect yourself with early check-in and smart ticket choices. Smell matters, what's normal to you might offend others in tight spaces. Documents expire, tear, or fail silently, inspect them like your trip depends on it, because it does. Reason 10. You bought a ticket with a system glitch. And never noticed. This sounds like a nightmare, but it happens. You found that dream flight at an unbelievable price, got the email confirmation, and everything seemed perfect. Then you arrive at the airport, and they tell you you're not in the system. Or worse, your flight was cancelled, without anyone notifying you. This occurs more often than you'd think. Common causes. Your payment didn't process correctly. Your card was declined, and you missed the alert. You booked connecting flights separately, and the system didn't link them. Third-party booking sites sometimes fail to sync with airline systems. Pro tip: double-check your booking directly with the airline at least 48 hours before departure. Save screenshots of your purchase and confirmation email. If a deal seems too good to be true, it might be. Reason 11: you're on a watch list and didn't know. This is the most unsettling scenario of all. You check in, everything seems fine, then at the last second, an agent pulls you aside and says you can't board, with no explanation. Sometimes, it's because you've been wrongly flagged due to a name similar to someone with security issues, a minor past incident, even a misunderstanding, a system error that tagged you by accident. Yes, this is real. People have missed weddings, funerals, and family trips over bureaucratic mistakes. One woman discovered she was barred from flying on her way to her sister's wedding. It took weeks to clear her name, but by then, it was too late. How to protect yourself, as much as possible. Always stay calm and cooperative on board. Never joke about security, weapons, or threats, even sarcastically. If you've ever had a conflict with an airline, call ahead to confirm your status. Because once you're at the gate, there's no fixing it. Final thoughts. These are the 11 reasons more travelers are being grounded in 2025. Did any surprise you? Have you experienced something similar? Drop a comment below. And if this helped you prepare for smoother travels, hit like and subscribe for more no-drama travel tips.